Are you ready for Penn State football? Well, you better be, because the Nittany Lions are back in action this Saturday against the Indiana Hoosiers. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Penn State Sports Night. I'm Lexy Leidlein, joined alongside Tim Rogers and Zach Gershman. We will be previewing this Saturday's 3:30 matchup in Bloomington. The Lions are leading the all-time series against the Hoosiers 22-1. Tim, let's start with you. What are some keys for Penn State in this matchup against Indiana?
Thank you, Lexi. I mean, listen, you hear it all the time. Defense wins you championships. That's got to be no different this year for Penn State. I mean, no Parsons. It's a big question mark, and we got to see, that next man up mentality. I think, Brooks, great redshirt junior, great run stopper, and I mean, going against Indiana here, Stevie Scott, he's a phenomenal running back. They're going to have to really step up on the defense and prove something to me this year if they want to have a big impact.
Jesse Luketa also taking over from Micah Parsons over there. Recently named the captain, so I'm really excited to see how he attacks the field. Some of the keys I have for Penn State this week are, this is the first time that you have to be in midseason form on week one. You don't have a Kent State, you don't have an Idaho to start off the season. You got to be ready, tip-top shape, ready to go. It's also going to be the first time you get hit. It's going to be the first time you see another team. That's going to be a little bit different, and that's where I think it's going to be most important for Sean Clifford, a new offensive coordinator, Kirk Shiraka, going to be seeing a defense for the first time that's not in blue and white. Really excited to see how they do it, and those are some of the keys.
I agree. This defense needs to step up this game, especially without Micah Parsons this year. And I can't wait to see what Sean Clifford and Kirk Shiraka do with this offense. Now let's transition to the Hoosiers. Zach, considering none of the Big Ten teams have played yet this year, where do you think Indiana ranks among the Big Ten?
Number 4. They're number 4. They're not in the top 3. They're not in the Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State category. They're better than Michigan State. They're better than Maryland. Or don't even get us started with Rutgers. They're so much better than them. They're not yet at that top 3 spot, but they do have a couple good weapons around them. You got the quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. Has his need, he needs to stay healthy. He's been injured the last 2 years. He's a great dual-threat quarterback. Currently holds the 6th all-time record for single-season completion ratings in the Big Ten. That's a really good piece to have, and if he's not on the field, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, I agree with you spot on fourth. They're no Penn State, they're no Ohio State, they're no Michigan, but I don't really like Michigan State's team this year, so I definitely put them above them, and Rutgers. We don't even have to talk about that. But, the big key for them this year is the run game. Again, Stevie Scott, he had 845 yards last year, 10 touchdowns, and the year before that, he broke 1,000. If he can break 1,000 again, they're going to actually have some competitive games against teams like us and, Michigan and Ohio State.
I think you guys ranked Indiana right where they should be. Definitely better than Michigan State and Maryland, but not better than the Power 3 of Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. All right, last question here. Who do you have winning the game?
Yeah, for me, Penn State. Come on. I'm going to go with the score here of 35-21. I think Pat Freiermuth is going to be the standout player. I consider him my boy. We haven't met yet, but I feel like if he would meet me, we would be boys. So I consider him my boy. And I think he's going to be the standout player on this team, and I truly believe in Sean Clifford this year, taking the next step, becoming that quarterback that we need, hopefully to come back like a Trace McSorley maybe. That's a lot, big shoes to fill, but we shall see.
Honestly, maybe there's a song coming after him. Who knows? I could see, though, Pat, Tim, kind of fits. I have Penn State winning the game this week, 24-10. It's going to be a pretty sloppy game. It's going to be the first time both teams see live action, as previously mentioned. I do think that this is going to be a great game for Sean Clifford because Penn State's going to win purely off of talent. They're so much better than Indiana. It won't be necessarily the cleanest game, but they're going to be a lot better. Sean Clifford, 250 yards, and Jahan Dotson, bold prediction here, 2 touchdown catches.
Gentlemen, I think you both made great points, and we are all excited to see what happens on Saturday. Well, that's all for this preview on Penn State Sports Night. For Tim Rogers and Zach Gershman, I'm Lexy Leidlein. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night. Thank you for watching this edition of Penn State Sports Night. If you're a fan of our content, please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more clips. Also, follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action. For all my colleagues, we are Penn State Sports Night.